welcome in Huntsville. Another wonderful good morning to you. Thanks for waking up with us. What do you love about Huntsville? What makes this a great place to be?
Everyone here is very genuine and very kind and friendly. You never hesitate to speak up and say hello or good morning or just acknowledge the person walking by.
The thing that I love most about Huntsville, I love the peace that Huntsville brings. I love the peace that it gives me.
I feel accepted and part of the town and like I belong here.
Huntsville is where my lovely wife lived when I met her, so I moved here. So I'm pretty thankful for her.
All right.
We're bucking for you in Huntsville, Texas. Hello, I'm Billy Cauthen, the Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home.
Hey, it's Kay Boning with Tomorrow's Promise Montessori Schools.
Good morning, Huntsville.
Good morning.
Hey, I'm Karen.
I'm Toy. And I'm Denise.
And from all of us at Walker County Federal Credit Union, good morning, Huntsville.
There's something kind of weird going on here, Billy. You hear that? Yeah, hold on. Oh, there we go. Hello.
Cannot hear me.
Hold on. Go.
Okay. Here I is.
Boy, there it is.
Turn it up.
Turn it up some. And I wanted to start this show by saying, yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
I've always wanted to say that in an intro, just out of nowhere. Yes, sir. And I didn't get to do it. Why? Because the thing was turned down.
Yeah, you missed your golden opportunity.
Was it Trace Adkins? Was he the one that said on that show, Turn It Up Some? Was that Trace Adkins, the country singer?
No, I don't know.
What's that one? There's another song. Turn that music down.
I think that's him, yeah.
Is it Turn the Lights Down? We ain't got no place to go. I don't know.
You're very good with this.
No, it's not very great at all. It's horrible. All right, welcome in. Better late than never. If you were supposed to start your podcast at 7:30,
you're fired.
You're fired. And so this will be it, folks. 280 into it, and that'll be it. The final one here today as we are fired. And just kidding. This is
we're done.
Yeah, we're not going anywhere. Good Lord keeps us here. We're just going to keep on trucking. And I was watching Smokey and the Bandit the other day, and I said, my goodness, man, it just took back some memories.
Used to watch that, yeah.
You just feel like that movie, when I was growing up, forced me to go to Walmart when Walmarts were little, before the Super Walmart.
Yeah.
And you know what? Young people now, if you say Super Walmart, they have no idea what you're talking about because all the Walmarts are the same. They're all big Walmarts now.
I think Madisonville still has a original.
The old Ridge?
Yeah.
With the Ridge logo and the brown, background.
Let me tell you, we were going on a camping trip in Navasota, and we went up through Madisonville, and it's a Boy Scout trip, and it was discovered on the way up. We turned off 30 onto whatever that is, 90 or whatever. Anywho, it was discovered that the boys forgot their orange juice for a meal they were having. So I'm like, hey, no big deal. I'll stop into Walmart Madisonville. We'll get it. No, sir. They did have orange juice, but they did not have where you go in the back and get a jug of it. They had like a Coke machine type thing up front to where you opened the little door and you got the little bottles of. That's the most expensive way to buy orange juice.
Did Huntsville ever have a little Walmart?
Yeah.
And did the little Walmart, when you walked in, did it have the, so the original Walmarts, the little Walmarts, they had like the entry area, and then you went through the other doors. And in that main entry area, there was usually like ice and shopping carts were on each side, but they always had arcades back in the corner. Did y'all have the arcades?
You know where Hobby Lobby's at?
Yes, sir.
That's the old Walmart.
That's what Hobby Lobby does. They go into the old Walmart. The same thing happened in Georgetown. And they did. Then they did have that area. But our Georgetown one, because I always have to bring up Georgetown, of course.
Oh, yeah, just to keep me on edge there.
Yeah, just to get him on edge. We had arcades in ours.
I'm trying to think, before we had Walmart, though, we had like Howard's and some others. And we had a Kmart at one time.
A Kmart in Huntsville?
Kmart, yeah.
Wow. Huh. Well, there you go. That's how we're going to start the show today, talking Walmart and Kmart. Get on down there and get the rest of that. That's when you know that you grew up. Let me ask you this question, Billy. What does your town have to really be considered a town? And I'm talking about establishments. Your town has to have what to really be a town? What would you answer to that? And I've got one that's right in my head right now, and I used to say growing up, if your town doesn't have this, it's not really a town. It's just on the map. It's a little wannabe. What would you say?
Man, I have several answers. I really don't have one that, you have to have.
What would you what was one of the several answers then?
And you got to have a truck stop.
Okay, truck stop. That's okay.
Yeah.
There's a slogan that's on a commercial. That's what I like about Texas. You have to have that establishment or you're not a town. Do you know what I'm talking about?
We had two of them.
DQ? Mm-hmm. Wow. Huntsville on the map twice. Where was the second one?
Well, when I was a kid, where Lolindo's is,
okay,
that was Dairy Queen. And then, of course, the one out by the old Moore Henry Motors was, the other one.
I was about to say something, but in the back of my head, Bubba, that somebody's business popped in there. But I will say this.
Hey, I tried to get a job at the Dairy Queen over on 11th Street one time.
It didn't work out?
No, I was in high school, and I filled out the application and did all that stuff, and they told me I was overqualified. And I'm like, that's a load of crap. I'm like 16. How am I overqualified?
I want to go. Yeah, so I'm gonna go back to this real quick. When I said Bubba, that's somebody's bit. Now this isn't poking fun. This is just good restauranting. If you go to a restaurant and they have a grease trap and there ain't grease running out of that thing, you need to reconsider going into that restaurant. There's something to be said about a restaurant, and I'm not saying any specific ones, but there's something to be said about a restaurant when the grease trap's on the roof and it runs down the shingles and down the side of the building. You know it's going to be some good food.
It's just flavor, man.
It's just flavor. And what you do in the morning is you take
Turn me up a little more. I can't hear me.
Well, you got to say it right.
Bubba, that's somebody's.
No.
What?
The Trace Adkins.
Turn it up.
Turn it up some.
Turn it up
some. All right, is that better? Is it? Wait, maybe is that better?
Is it better if you wiggle it?
Yeah.
It's getting better.
Okay, hold on. Keep going. Up, 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 up,
I just want
up.
to make sure I can hear myself rattle.
Can you hear?
Perfect now.
Right,
yeah, we're there.
So I wasn't saying that in a negative way, but really though, like I've looked. My dad used to be a health inspector, and that used to be his number one thing. He would get so angry in Williamson County. He'd go inspect restaurants. Oh, their grease trap was just horrible, and he'd just get all upset about the grease traps. He'd always tell me about that. But I just think, you got a good grease trap running down the side of your building. You just go over there in the morning with the spoon and you start your day. You've got your cooking oil. You got everything you need.
Put it on the griddle, yeah.
Put it on the griddle. That's another good word, griddle.
The Huntsville Item used to post the restaurant reports. And my dad would read those. I'm like, we're not going there. My dad was a home builder, remodeler, whatever, but one of his specialties was like for businesses. He would remodel like restaurants or the old Huntsville Funeral Home, whatever. Him and his crew would go in at night and they would do their stuff while the building was practically unoccupied or not, in regular business. And we used to have a steak and ale, and he went in and did a bunch of remodeling for them. And
wait, y'all had a steak and ale?
Yeah.
So I mean, y'all had the business was called L, and y'all had a stake in it.
LALE.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant
Yeah.
I thought y'all had the business was called L, and if you're a part owner, you
Yeah,
had a stake in the business.
yeah.
I thought you had a stake in L. Is what
Man, I'm trying to share memories with you. Anywho, they promised him and my mother this big elaborate meal and all this type of stuff when it was all completed. But apparently the stuff that man saw at that restaurant at night, when we finished that job, my family never returned to eat at that establishment. Something about a big block of cheese that got left out all the time. Yeah.
Well, and that's what Swiss cheese. That's really what it is. It's cheese that's left out overnight, and the little animals get into it. It's pretty good.
We were at another place here in town, and they asked him if he would go back in the kitchen, and they wanted to remodel or reamp something, and he went and looked at it, and we were sitting at the table. It was me, my mother, I'm sure my brother, sister, what have you. We're sitting at this table. He comes back and says, "We're leaving." So I don't know what Daddy saw in the back of that place, but it was enough that we left. And this is a place that we used to eat all the time.
And that was it.
That was it.
No
that
mas.
was it. The Cauthen pickup truck did not swing in that driveway no more.
The Bud and Sissy truck was out of there, man.
Yeah, it kind of looked like that, but it was tan.
I would imagine that the Cauthens, because Billy's good people, and we had to say my dad had an F-100, and when I think of you, Billy, I think of that movie, and I think Billy had to have had a truck like that growing up. Just had to.
I
have.
sent you that photo, didn't I, of him and his truck?
Yeah,
a little tan.
Yeah, you did.
It was a F-150. I mean, it was like an 84 model. Was the last one that I remember him having. Yeah.
Well, friends, welcome in as we get rolling. Great show lined up today. Again, sorry that we're running a little bit late. That's all on me. No excuses, but I do have an excuse. We were decided to. I was telling Andrew Barrett's with us today. He's going to be on a little bit for our Faithful Friday segment from Elkins Lake Baptist Church. And I said, I did something ignorant. And we're all ignorant in life. We all do something that we shouldn't do. And I decided, this great school district that we have a great friendship with for the last 4 years has asked us to produce their high school graduation. And I'm not saying it in a negative way, but I didn't really think this through this year. With the second child, I'm taking the kids to school. I'm picking them up. There's not really much wiggle room in a schedule these days. And so I said, oh, yeah, we'll do it. And my buddy Carl's in Austin. We had another guy in Georgetown, another guy in Hutto, so that we all met there in Hutto and produced our graduation last night. Well, the thing is, they're very smart. They do the graduation outdoors, but they wait until 8 o'clock. That's very smart because it cools down. It's way too hot if you're before 8 o'clock. And it was very breezy last night. Well, here's where I didn't think this through. Okay, 8 o'clock it gets started, 625 kids graduating. They didn't wrap up till almost 11 o'clock. By the time we got our equipment out of there, it was midnight. And you always have to make a Whataburger run when it's that late at night. We made the Whataburger run. I didn't leave Georgetown until almost 12:30. Rolled in at 3:30 this morning. Had to be back up at 5. Didn't think this one through.
How big of a school is Hutto?
It's 5A. Used to be. So that town growing up used to only be 50 people. And it blew up because of proximity to Austin. That town now is they're going to be a 6A school soon, and they're going to have to build another high school in that community. There are thousands of people in Hutto, and people from outside. One time, this guy called it Hutto. So
I didn't think people were standing in line to be a hippo.
Yeah, and they copied the Huntsville H. By the way, have you noticed that the Huntsville H has been copied by Hutto? Same exact look.
Don't be messing with my rockin' H now.
Same exact look.
How many kids graduated?
625, and that was less than last year.
I wonder how many's graduating Huntsville tomorrow.
If
somebody knows, text it in or whatever.
Text it in. It's going to be the quiz today. So,
I know when I graduated, it was 400 something.
Okay. Look, Wally's the voice of the Eagles in Georgetown.
No, he's 6A now.
6A is Hutto.
Hutto. The Huttos.
Hutto is 6A. Hutto. And Eglin. One time the local news, instead of Elgin, they put Eglin.
Mm-hmm. Is that like driving through Badias?
Yeah.
And what's Beady Eyes is the best one I've ever heard.
What's the other one that people mess up? Is it Mark? They say Marquez.
Marquez gets butchered.
And it's but they say Marquez.
Mahia. Yeah, Mahia.
Yeah.
We're in Mexia.
Yeah,
Mahia got you. Be right there.
Now I will say that Marquee, I mess that one up all the time. I used to say Marquez because I didn't know any better.
Okay.
I was new to East Texas, Billy.
There is the town, Marquez, Texas, right? There is an officer now for the Huntsville Police Department. Her last name is spelled exactly like the town, but hers is not pronounced Marquez. It's Marquez.
Ah, okay.
So more of the Teague and Mejia confusion going on there, and it just.
And the other one, Refugio. Did I say that right? It's Refugio, but it's pronounced Refugio. Did I say that right? Is it Bill
Never heard
Doggett's
of-
joining us? Bill Doggett, our county commissioner, precinct 3, has put it in there. Bill, correct me if I'm wrong. I thought it was Refugio, but I may be completely wrong. Oh, I got a yes on it.
Oh,
Yes.
well, very good.
Boy, I got a little East Texas clout going on now. I finally got it going on, man. It took a while. I had to get that Georgetown out of
Hey,
me.
look, it's a big responsibility.
There we go, Refugio, Texas, and I knew. Oh man, I called him Challenger, and it was he and Cito Mascaro used to play for Sam Houston. He's a national championship Bearcat, he was a linebacker, and Cito Mascaro. He was from Refugio, Texas. I'll never forget those guys. They were brothers. He and then another brother. They were good kids. So. Well, hey, a lot going on today. Andrew Barrett, Elkins Lake Baptist Church, joining us on a faithful Friday. Leah Lineback, Sweet Karoline's Floral Shop. And, when you walk into Sweet Karoline's Floral Shop, it's just the best little place. I love what Leah does, and I'm going to start playing some music. I'm going to start playing Sweet Caroline. She gets it all the time. But
She gets excited when it goes bump, bump, bump.
I'm going to tell you guys something. All you daddies out there, mamas, she named her flower shop after her daughter. Mm-hmm. So if you have a business and it's not named after your child, you're in a world of trouble this morning. You better rename it after your child. I'm gonna have to open up some business, and I'm being serious about this. That is the sweetest thing that you can do. And her little darling is so sweet. That little girl is so sweet, and I love it. Sweet Karoline's Floral Shop. So
Do you ever get tired of people calling you Caroline?
It happens a lot.
Yeah.
People who know me pretty well will call me Caroline. I didn't call me Caroline.
they walk in, they say, "Oh, hey, Caroline."
Well, that's like Daisy's Diner in Riverside is named after the dog.
The dog.
The dog.
So that would be horrible to go in, "Hey, Daisy, that's not
Whoa.
my name."
I don't even correct people anymore. It just happens weird.
Oh man. Well, Tara Burnett's joining us. One quick announcement, and then we'll take a break. We'll have our friends on. Tara Burnett saying good morning. Don't forget Monday at 5:00. Yeah, Memorial Day is right around the corner here. The American Legion Post 95 and Hearts Veterans Museum of Texas Memorial Day Remembrance Program. That's going to be at Post 95 this year. They're going to have a guest speaker there. It's going to be great. Jim Shoney is a U.S. Army retirement going to be there speaking. Live music, silent auction, and, of course, fellowship to remember the fallen. So please join everybody out there on Monday.
I wonder if Miss Tara could tell us, is the museum open Monday?
Will it be open Monday,
Will it
Tara?
be
Let
open Monday?
let us know.
Because if it is, and you haven't been, you need to load your kids up, your dog, your aunt you don't like, whoever, and take them up there and let them see that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because if you never set foot inside their building, what you think is in there is not what it is. I mean, it will open your eyes. It will blow your mind. It will let you have such an appreciation for our veterans.
The museum is open, by the way, so that is great.
Get on down there and get the rest of it.
You know, there was a series. I'm going to say I wanted to, because we were talking about this. There is a man, and I cannot remember the name of this, but there is a new series, and I think it's on Netflix. I don't watch a lot of these series, but it's man, it just tugs at your heart, and it's based on a true story of a man and a woman that were in a concentration camp during the Holocaust, and it's just an unbelievable little. That's it. Is that what it's called?
It's not on Netflix. It's like the tattoo artist of Auschwitz.
Yeah, the tattoo artist of Auschwitz or something. If you have not seen that, and it's not one that you want to have your kids around, but it's something that is going to just tug at your heart and really give you an insight as to what somebody there. It's like when you're growing up, we always read the Diary of Anne Frank. That was a big one in school. But this series was so eye-opening, and I started researching a little bit more about this guy, and it's just an unbelievable story. And I thought of this when you mentioned the museum because I'd been in there numerous times and I'd never really paused back there in the Holocaust Remembrance. And, man, that was the first time that I just really paused and closed my eyes, and I started crying, man, because of just the horrible tragedy that they had to go through for no reason back then. And if you get a chance, please go to the Hearts Veterans Museum and don't just look at, it's like sometimes you just look at things. Don't just look, but read them. Read the stories.
Read them.
Because that's somebody's life. And it's just incredible.
Have you ever saw the picture of it's like a wooden box and it's just full of wedding rings? That right there, man, that kills me every time. Because at first, it's the people that they're going into the execution chamber.
Yeah, they take the jewelry
Yeah,
off.
they take. Because at first you're like, oh man, that's a lot of rings, and then it hits you that each one of those rings was connected to a finger of someone, and it just, it's a blow, man.
Well, we're going to take a quick break. Big thank you, as always, as we get rolling on this Faithful Friday. A big shout-out to our friend Paul Oley of the Gallery.
Mm-hmm. We love you, Paul.
Paul, we love you. He hasn't hung up his Jamie Saucier wood yet, though, the woodwork that he did.
He hadn't got it framed yet.
We got to get that thing. Yeah, Paul, you need to frame that, by the way. So it's like when you're a plumber, you don't do your own plumbing. I guess when you're a framer, you don't do your own framer.
Yeah. Mm.
So, but big shout-out to Paul Oley, the Gallery, for all of your custom framing, photography, and more. Also, huge thank you to Elliot Herzlich of Elliot's Jewelers and online at elliotsjewelers.com. We'll talk more at the end of the show about our upcoming Rays of Hope. Bill Doggett asked about this. It's June the 6th, so not this coming up Thursday, but next Thursday. Please join us in the HEB parking lot, 6A to 6P, and we'll talk more about what that's going to entail here in a couple of weeks. But a big thank you to Elliot Herzlich. He's doing something amazing again this year for Rays of Hope that I can't wait to talk about here at the end of the show.
You think our awning's going to fly off this year?
No, man, I've got weights this year. Yeah, two of our tents.
That was the best.
Two of our tents blew away last year because we ignorant. Did not know to put weights on the I don't even know what they're called. See how I can't even know what they're called. The awning.
Need you some learning
tents.
RX.
Yeah, the tents. So we'll have that. It's going to be coming up in a couple of weeks. And also a huge thank you, of course, here on a Friday. Would not be able to bring you this program and to highlight the good happening in our community without our friends at Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home. They are your hometown experts in celebrating life, and they are with you through every step, every process that you have to go through during what could be the most difficult time of your life. Let Sam Houston Memorial take a little bit of that burden off of you, and they're going to treat you like family. Hey, let's give away Cafe Texan gift card. All you got to do is text in the keyword.
Celebrate.
Celebrate. Oh, I love that song. I forgot about that.
Mm-hmm. You're welcome.
Celebrate along with your name on the 0 Degree Creations phone and text line. That keyword, by the way, was for Karen Denman. It's her birthday week. And then I started thinking, you know what else we're celebrating? Graduates. All the Huntsville kiddos and all the kiddos around that have graduated. Congratulations. It's time to celebrate.
Done got graduated.
Got graduated. So text in the keyword celebrate along with your name on that 0 Degree Creations phone and text line at 936-339-0139 for your chance to win. And we will pick our winner at the end of the show. One last thing before we take this first break. Almost forgot about it. What do you got for us today, Billy, on the coffee mug?
I got Shake Your Sparkler. And I want to tell you where this comes from. My children were listening last week when you said you were going to start pointing out my coffee mugs each week.
Every week, Billy has a different coffee mug.
They found this one. They went and bought this one for me. Spent a whole $3 on it.
They bought that just for you for the show?
Yeah.
Man, well, all right. Well, Huntsville, as you're waking up this morning, make sure you shake your sparkler.
Shake your sparkler.
So, there you go. We'll take a quick break. And our friend Andrew Barrett and Leah Lineback join us on the other side when we come back. Got a quick listen at your national news and more. Stay with us. This is your show on a Friday here on Good Morning Huntsville.
USA News, I'm Tim Berg. A bipartisan border bill is failing to clear the Senate for a second time in months. The Senate voting 43-50 to tank the bill on Thursday, negotiated in the fall by Democrat and Republican senators. Senate Majority Leader from New York, Chuck Schumer, putting the bill on the floor for a vote after it was blocked in February by Republicans. Senator Schumer reacting to the news after his vote went down in flames.
Just like 3 months ago, Senate Republicans rejected the strongest and most comprehensive bipartisan border security bill Congress has seen in a whole generation.
Senate Republicans saying the bill did not do enough to secure the U.S.-Mexico border. Officials in Louisville, Kentucky are providing an update on the arrest of number one ranked golfer Scottie Scheffler at the PGA Championship at Valhalla Golf Club last week. Louisville Police Chief Jacqueline Gwynn Villaroel says the officer who approached Scheffler received corrective action for failing to use his body camera at the time of the arrest.
Detective Gillis did have an encounter, as we know, with Mr. Scottie Scheffler. Detective Gillis should have turned on his body-worn camera, but did not.
President Biden is hosting the President and First Lady of Kenya at the White House Thursday in an effort to strengthen the relationship between the two nations. President Biden saying that the two nations stand together in a time of global conflict.
Kenya and America are also standing united against the terror of ISIS and Al-Shabaab that they continue to perpetrate in East Africa. The aggression that Russia is inflicting on Ukraine, the violence that has toppled too many democracies across both our regions.
Biden also saying the two nations will work together on trade, health security, and the climate. This is USA News.
The inventor and CEO of MyPillow is always looking for ways to solve everyday problems. Have you ever picked up a towel set because it felt really soft in the store, but then when you go to use it, it's not very absorbent? It's basically a towel that's leaving you out to dry. That's why MyPillow has developed the MyPillow towels. Towels that work. I know, it's mind-blowing. Towels that actually dry you. The 6-piece towel set includes 2 bath towels, 2 hand towels, and 2 washcloths. They come in a variety of colors, and right now you can receive a 6-piece set for only $39.98 with promo code USA. Go to MyPillow.com right now and click on the radio listener special. MyPillow products come with a 10-year warranty and they have a 60-day money-back guarantee. To receive this amazing offer on the 6-piece set of MyPillow towels, just go to MyPillow.com. Click on the radio listener special and enter promo code USA or call 800-951-8175. That's MyPillow.com. Promo code USA.
Hi, I'm Billy Cauthen, manager of Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home. We know times of loss are tough, and you need a place to feel comfortable and cared for. At Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home, we pride ourselves on being with you during those really tough days. You can rest assured that we will be on your side and by your side every step of the way. Thank you for your trust. Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home, supporting families every day, every step.
Here we grow again. Tomorrow's Promise is excited to announce our 3rd location to better serve the families of Walker County and surrounding areas. At Tomorrow's Promise, we are more than just childcare. We pride ourselves on partnering with parents and creating a place where every child is respected, loved, and nurtured in the highest quality environment. See what makes us the perfect fit for your child and their needs. Schedule a tour and learn more about Montessori.
Tomorrow's Promise Academy on Veterans Memorial now open. Visit tpms.live.
Hey, I'm Denise Olivas, Business Account Specialist at Walker County Federal Credit Union, and our business is helping you take care of your business. In addition to personal accounts, Walker County Federal Credit Union also offers business accounts and business lending for commercial customers. We're devoted to taking care of the needs of our individual members and helping our business members with their financial success too. Call us today and find out how easy it is to work with Walker County Federal Credit Union. Member NCUA.
The Oak Ridge Disciple House is a faith-based 501c3 nonprofit Christian character building ministry helping men 18 and older who are suffering from drug and alcohol addictions. If you or someone you know needs help, there is light at the end of the tunnel, and that light can be found through the Oak Ridge Disciple House. For more information, visit oakridgedisciplehouse.com. All right, little delayed intro there as we bring it back here. Check this out. Hey, check it out. We got some new friends on the show today. Well, we got a returning friend. Can we call you a returning friend, Leah?
Yes, I would love to be a returning friend.
A returning friend.
Yes.
RF is what we call that.
RF.
It's like a frequency in radio world, RF frequency. You put out a good frequency, Leah. So.
Oh, great. I'm so glad.
You resonate very well, the frequencies.
So I get the title of RF.
RF, yeah.
Nice.
So,
I like it.
You know what? Wonder if we always have a nickname for everyone, but we don't have one for you yet, Leah.
No, I've not got one yet.
The Flower of Huntsville.
Oh, that's sweet.
Do you like that one?
Yeah. Are you the Magnolia?
The Magnolia?
There we go, yeah.
Do you like that one? The
Magnolia.
Okay, the Magnolia of Huntsville.
I love it.
All right. Well, Leah Lineback, Sweet Caroline's Floral Shop, joining us, and she said, Rob, I want to bring somebody on today. And I said, what's crazy is the Lord works in mysterious ways, and I met this awesome young man at the playground at Elkins Lake, and we started talking. I had no idea what he did. First rule when you're in ministry is you don't tell people you're a minister. And second rule is you tell them after you've said something you shouldn't say, and then after someone said something they shouldn't have said to you, right? So that's the way it works. And but we are here and so thankful today to welcome on Andrew Barrett. He is the pastor at Elkins Lake Baptist Church. Good to see you, Andrew.
Yeah, good to be with you.
Yeah, so great to have you, man. And I was joking, by the way, about that comment because I used to play basketball at First Baptist in Georgetown. And for 2 years, the pastor played with us. I had no idea who he was because I didn't go to church there. We went to church down the street. And one day he finally said, I was like, well, what are you doing? He laughed. He says, well, I'm the pastor. And I was like, oh, did I ever say anything that I shouldn't have said? He goes, no, I don't think so. You've got a pretty clean mouth. And so we had a lot of fun. But first time guest on this show, and Billy has already put in the call to TDCJ, the count. They know that this is not the official count call, but here we go. Toots for Andrew Barrett. Welcome to the show.
Nice.
Oh, that's awesome.
There you go, man.
That does sound very similar to TDC's.
Yeah, sorry we can't give this to you. But, so. Well, Leah, what's been going on with you? We're going to talk to Leah. We get ladies first. So, Leah, what have you been up to? What's going on?
Well, besides having sick children, that's about it. No.
Hold on one second here. Let me, just because you know how the sick bug is always around our house.
Oh, yes.
Okay,
yes.
Go ahead.
Okay. No, we had Mother's Day. We had a great Mother's Day at the shop and everything, so that was awesome. Lots of ladies got some love. And then we also had Sam Houston graduation that weekend, so we did lots of hand-tied bouquets and got to help them celebrate their graduate, so that was really fun. And then my children decided to get sick for like the last 2 weeks pretty much. So, yeah, we've been doing that. So I've been running ragged between the shop and no sleep and home and everything, but it's been good, so just living life.
If you ever go on my Facebook and prowl around, you'll see some wedding photos, and any beautiful flowers that you see, that's courtesy of Sweet Caroline's. They did such an awesome job. And then for Mother's Day, you always say, don't wait till the last minute. Well, what did I do?
Wait till the last minute.
I waited till the last day. Day
Friday.
Before.
Yeah.
Last day before.
Yeah. You even got notification from my husband to say, hey, you need to go order flowers.
I was like, you're right. And y'all delivered over there to Bays where my wife works. And Bridget told me, she's like, this flowers came in for me, and everyone else was just like, wow. And I said, all right, I got out of the doghouse for a few days on that one.
Go.
So thank you.
Yes, you're welcome.
But you had, we have this new segment, and big thanks to our friends at Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home for coming up with the idea. And Billy was sitting here one day, and I said, you know what? This is going to be a great segment called Faithful Friday. And every Friday we want to get to know more of our church pastors and those involved in the ministry in our community. And it's so great to have you on today, Andrew. So let us know a little bit about your backstory. Now, I know your mom here in this community, Sherry, but let us know just a little bit about the journey of Andrew Barrett, if you don't mind, man.
It's a circular journey. I grew up in Huntsville. In fact, I grew up worshiping where you're on staff at First Baptist Church, right up the road. My dad was the music minister there for 18 years, and Mom played the piano. So First Baptist is my home church. Was baptized there, accepted a call to ministry there. But my family moved back to Huntsville from western North Carolina, which I still rep on my hat.
Yeah, I love it, man.
Well, because especially this time of year, that part of the state, which is in the foothills of the Blue Ridge Mountain, that's the promised land, weather-wise.
There you go.
I would have to tell folks at the church I was serving who would complain about the heat or the humidity. I'm like, guys, you can't do that in front of me. It's like, because I promise you, I've experienced, this is wonderful.
Yeah.
But so we served church, Trinity Baptist Church in Newton, North Carolina for 3 years, and then accepted the call to come back home to Elkins, a church I had connected with when I was a student here at SAM. So that was, for all kinds of reasons, a pretty incredible, okay, back to Huntsville. But then so rewarding, because at that point, our daughter was just over 1 year old. Our son was on the way, and so it was a chance for us to move close to our village, for our children to have life-giving relationships with their grandparents, who at that point they'd related to almost exclusively through FaceTime, and then puts us closer to my wife's side of the family.
Yeah.
They're all about an hour away, Baytown area, Cypress area. So it's been rewarding and really formative and wholesome to be back here and serve in a church I love. So Elkins, where they fall in just my life story, is my family. We moved on from First Baptist Church when I was almost done with high school, and Dad and Mom wound up at this church that he's now pastoring in Hilltop Lakes, Texas. I went off to College Station for a couple of years, but then moved back home to Huntsville and was serving on a church staff doing youth ministry, but as far as like a local church, was pretty untethered and didn't really have a sense of community besides the BSM here in Huntsville. Didn't really have a pastor. I mean, the pastor I worked with was loving and helpful, but he was an hour away. And then I met Ken Huggins at a free lunch at the Baptist Student Ministry and kind of reminded him, I think you know my dad and my mom, and my name's Andrew. No, I'm not Joshua. I've got 3 brothers. And it's like, no, not the oldest one. I'm the middle one whose name doesn't begin with J. It's not your fault for not remembering. We became great friends. I'm kind of expediting the timeline there, but the result of that introduction was that he and I became very close. I was licensed and ordained at Elkins Lake Baptist. I ended up joining that church, even though I was serving at an interdenominational church out of town. I wanted to still have a foot in Baptist life. Yeah. Especially, this is a little nefarious, but especially when I was getting ready to go to seminary, and I knew that being a member of a Texas Baptist church was going to save me some tuition.
There you go.
Ken was very understanding. I said, can I please join Elkins Lake Baptist Church, even though I will tithe very little and attend even less? And he let me do that, and the church was really receptive, and God was arranging things the better part of a decade in advance that neither of us knew was the case. I mean, that's been one of my seminary professors talks about in class often, but then in a book he wrote with his wife, that we so rarely understand what God is up to in real time, like while it's happening. Mm-hmm. But then looking back, kind of on the other side of the Jordan, as it were, you can see like, dang, God was busy for those 40 years. So it's been pretty incredible to look back and the Bible talks about often about the Lord's going ahead of us, and to get a sense of like, God, he was 10 years ahead of us when I, shook hands, clean shaven, 20 pounds and 2 kids ago. Andrew saying, hi, my name's Andrew, Ken. I think you know my dad, to then pastoring the church he served so faithfully for 30 years. In my hometown.
Yeah, I love that.
So
we'll get Andrew Barrett joining us, the pastor at Elkins Lake Baptist Church here in Huntsville. So appreciate you being here today and sharing a little bit about your journey. When did the call to ministry happen? When were you like, this is what I want to do?
I would say that the first, I think you interpret a call to anything, but particularly local church ministry, by and large, through 2 means, kind of your inner life, just what you're sensing within, but then the way those convictions are affirmed by folks around you. Mm-hmm. Some folks who don't even know that God's doing that. And so that affirmation, the first time I ever received it, I was 15 or 16 years old. We had gone to Centrifuge Camp. This is while I was still with First Baptist Church, and we were in between youth ministers at the time. So the person leading the trip, her name is Jackie Ward. local business owner here in town. Don't know if she watches, but the Wards are long family friends. She was heading the trip up by and large. And, you know, at a lot of these kind of conventional church camps, you have the evening worship and then like the church group time after the fact. And I guess it was a Thursday or something. All I remember is that I offered a closing prayer. There were two stages to this, actually. The first was I offered a closing prayer after one of those group times. And Jackie totally kind of inconspicuously, I mean, she's not a dramatic person, which connects with me. I'm not a particularly dramatic person. She just pulled me aside when we were done and leaving for our rooms and said, I think something like, that's how a minister prays. Something to the effect of like, that is how a minister leads people in prayer.
Oh, yeah.
So I just kind of held on to that overnight. Like no one had ever told me in my life that they thought I had the giftings to be a minister of God's church. I mean, that's a part of my family's story. Grandfather's a pastor, dad's a music minister, and now a pastor. Older brother at that time knew he wanted to serve as a pastor. So it was in the gene pool.
Yeah.
But still, it's not always the sons of Aaron who sign up to do these things, or Levi that sign up to do these things. And anyway, so slept on it. And then the next night during the worship gathering, the preacher, I don't remember anything about the sermon, but the invitation was to folks who wanted to give their life to the church, which is actually kind of insincere at a youth camp because, I mean, we're in this kind of supercharged young faith. So I think a lot of people misunderstood him to take him to mean basically, do you want to commit to going to church for the rest of your life? And what well-meaning student at a youth camp is going to be like, no, I'm going to stay in my seat. So the idea was if you wanted to give your life to the church, to stand up and go with your church leader and talk to them about it. So a ton of people in our group stood up. And Jackie, I think, rightly discerned that a lot of them had misunderstood what he meant. Like, no, what he was asking was, do you want to work in local church in some kind of ministry capacity? And a whole lot of people, when they realized that, thought, oh, no, that's not what I want to do at all.
Yeah, sure.
But I told her, yeah, I knew that's what he meant. And so that was kind of my first, got the affirmation part first, slept on it, and then was acting in obedience to my inner life, where I thought, yeah, that is something I want to do. And so I just held on to that for a handful of years until the kind of staple event. I knew I was going to seminary, so I knew I wanted to work in the church, but I think I'd gotten kind of bashful about being a pastor. I didn't have great relationships with my pastors growing up, like the adult relationships that really nurtured and enriched my faith. They were just the families I went to church with, the Wards, but then people who've since then passed away. Brownie and Harold Moore come to mind. There's another family, both of them are still alive, Lim and Karen Gillikin. Just folks I worshiped with who made it a point to love the children of their church. So I didn't have, besides my grandfather, awesome pastoral role models, and I don't mean that as some like vocational criticism, just they weren't a very important part of my life.
Yeah.
So I think I was kind of bashful about, but that's something I sense a call to do. And again, it's so funny that I'm pastoring in the town where so much of my spiritual life and development is just rooted in.
Yeah, man.
I'm refereeing an upward basketball game across the road.
You know how those games
that
go.
was it was fun to do. You know,
Yeah.
That was when I was still in College Station. I'd not transferred back to Sam yet, but I was in town, wanted to go referee some games, see some old friends, and I'm refereeing with, now I think he and his wife Barbara are still members at First Baptist. I'm refereeing with John Skeeters, who I absolutely love, Coach John. And we finish up and we're having water, and I'm just sharing with him kind of where I'm at. Well, I know I'd like to go to seminary when I finish my undergraduate. I'm not really sure what that looks like. It was a whole lot of like, here's what I'm doing, here's what I might do, here's what I'm not really sure I'm going to do. And John, as he often does, he just kind of nods and listens. And then I finished, and he said, Andrew, I would spend less time praying about what you're doing and more time finding out what God is doing so you can join him. Now, I don't know how that dot connects to this one. All I know, I'm dead serious, is within the next couple of days, I knew how I wanted to join God and the work he was doing was by pastoring his church, or at least one of his churches. So that was kind of the like, okay, going to finish this up, go to seminary with the intention of serving as this, what you would call the senior pastor. Although that seems really insincere when you are 30 years old to call yourself a senior anything of various local churches.
You don't have the double ARP card yet.
No.
Close.
I'm just now old enough to be taken seriously.
There you go.
So those are kind of the two big. There's other kind of smaller affirmations there, but the two that I most readily go back to when folks ask, not that it comes up all the time, like, how did you discern? And I like that word discern more than just know that this is where God was leading. It's that centrifuge event, and then just small talk with Coach John. And I think Jackie knows the influence she had that. I don't think John knows that. So anyway, maybe I should tell him.
Well, we always try to have a little bit of inspiration.
Maybe he's watching.
He might be, yeah. Well, we always try to have a little bit of inspiration on this show, and I think something that you just said, and you're talking about, John Skeeters and their family and the other families and the Ward family, and I want to just throw this out there this morning. There may be somebody out there today that feels inadequate. They feel like, that they're not making a difference. And just like Andrew shared with us, how these families and these folks made a difference in his life, everybody, I believe, has something given to them by God that they can use to bless someone else and to help them along their journey, whether it's a word. And I don't get into the weird stuff of like, God told me this and that. You got to be very careful about that kind of stuff. But I do believe that we have the ability to reach out to somebody, to help them. And you don't have to go over there and sit down and read scripture with them, although that's a good thing to do. Start by hugging on people and loving on people and let them know that you're there. And God's going to open up the door to something amazing. And that's just kind of the message that I wanted to share as you were talking this morning. For anybody out there that feels like they're not making a difference or that they don't have an impact, I guarantee every single person that's watching this morning, that's hearing us talk, you all have a purpose, and you're all very, very, very relevant to this world and very, very intertwined in somebody's life that you can help them. So don't ever feel like you're not worthy of being able to help somebody, because I believe that God has given us all something that we can use to help others. So just kind of something that popped in my head when you were saying that, because I was talking to somebody a while back, and they said, I just don't feel like I'm making a difference. And I said, well, what do you mean by that? And I said, have you talked to anybody? Well, not really. I said, well, just start by talking to them. Maybe you got a friend that's going, do you know him? Yeah, I know of a friend that's going, okay, well, pick up the phone and call him. That's the difference that you can make today. So let us know a little bit more service times at Elkins Lake.
Our Sunday school hour starts at 9 o'clock. We've got an embarrassment of riches in terms of Sunday school class options. The worship service begins at 10:30. It's generally an hour and change. And then our Wednesday night meal and Bible study, which is really kind of a hidden gem for us. We've got a professional chef who just does this out of the kindness of his heart. He and his family are members. But we start serving at about 5:30 on Wednesday nights. There's no strings attached with coming. I mean, we have folks who, if they're not religiously inclined, but friends with folks at the church, sometimes they'll have a meal, socialize, and duck out. Nobody holds it against them. But then some folks, that often becomes a foot in the door for some people who've since joined the church. Since I was here, they tagged along for Wednesday night, and a kind of surprisingly broad range where it's like sometimes it's college students who come kind of for the first time, and then we see them the next Sunday. Sometimes it's quite old people who come with their friends and stick around. So I'm pleased that has not become, sometimes fellowship meals essentially become kind of the country club part of the, insiders only. And I'm kind of grateful that we at least try for ours to be a little outward oriented.
Love that.
But it's $5 a plate. Families spend no more than $20. So it's the linebacks of the world. We don't want to punish them for all those kids. want to try to keep.
We appreciate that.
Want to try to keep the meals affordable for families, and we think it is affordable. I mean, it's the best meal that my family has for $15 for our 3 plates all week. So, and then we have a Bible study that kicks off at about 6:15. We're doing a study through Crossway Press. It's really just a Bible reading plan. It's called Unfolding Grace, 40 guided readings through the entire Bible. And we don't touch every book, which that actually was kind of the impetus for wanting to do it. We kicked it off in January. That's the time of year a lot of folks really, this time, I'm going to read my Bible this year.
It's the restart, right?
Yeah. But it's a grind. I mean, as someone who's read the Bible all the way through, that's really hard to just start in Genesis 1, wrap it up in Revelation, and especially to do that in a year.
Yeah.
And it can really discourage folks where the intention is there, and they just can't push through, whether it's parts of Leviticus or the Chronicles or 3rd John. And so what was appealing to this 40 reading study is it hits what you would call the high points. And you don't read the whole Bible, but when you finish, you feel like you've got a pretty good understanding of the big picture. And for some churchgoers, it's the closest they've gotten to reading the whole Bible since they've really been a churchgoer. So we just finished the readings they had selected for Exodus. So we'll spend 1 week next Wednesday in Numbers, 1 week the following Wednesday in Joshua. So wilderness generation, entering the promised land. It's mostly discussion driven. You can watch all of these on our YouTube channel and kind of get a feel for the structure of the study. But I kind of teach in between points because the publisher, they published the reading plan, but then also a discussion guide. And that's the basis of our conversation. So folks will answer questions and I'll kind of, on that point. And what I've started doing, mostly because it helps me process, I distribute I call it brain dumps for the church. It's just notes where it's like, if we can't talk about this today, this might be something that would interest you to know about this text or this verse. This last Wednesday, for instance, we read Exodus 34, verses 6 through 7, which is the Lord's appearing to Moses, the Lord, a God merciful and gracious, slow to anger and abounding in steadfast love. And I said, you might be pleased to know that verse is the most quoted verse of the Bible by the Bible. So it's that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
cool. So that verse really mattered to the people God inspired to author our scripture. So we'll be in that for a pretty long time. So if that interests folks who do not already belong somewhere, I am not the least bit interested in seducing y'all to come to our church at the expense of where you belong. But if that's a environment and study that appeals to folks who are still kind of looking for a place to belong, a Wednesday setting, we'd love to facilitate that. And it's a good time to jump in on it. We're really not that close to being done.
Awesome. More information on the website's elbc.org. Again, Andrew Barrett, the pastor at Elkins Lake Baptist Church, joining us today. Leah sent me this. Leah, you're excited about this, and
I'm very excited about this.
Check this out. Tell us about it. I'm going to let Leah mention this, and then Pastor, you can piggyback on this. But what's going on, Leah?
Okay, so we always, Elkins Lake always has an out-of-school bash, usually on a Wednesday night. Usually it's this coming Wednesday.
Sounds like the restaurant report coming up for Billy and I over here at this picnic.
Oh, yes, please come. We normally have this big out-of-school bash. Tammy, our children's minister, does a wonderful job of putting together, a fun night. We have usually our chef does, pizza for the kids and stuff, and then we have water activities on Wednesday evening. But this year we decided we wanted to make it a little bit bigger and do more for an outreach event for the community as well. And so we decided to combine out of school bash with a community picnic. So we moved it to June 2nd on a Sunday evening from 3 to 7. So we're going to have water stuff, but we're also going to have Matt, our chef, is going to do catfish for us. And then we're encouraging people to bring sides or desserts for a potluck kind of deal. And then we're also going to have some really fun games. We're going to do old school yard games and stuff, but then we're going to have cornhole and washers tournaments. We're going to have some bounce houses, and I think we're doing What do you play?
I've been told to bring my disc golf.
Yes,
basket.
I think we're going to do like a disc golf. I was like, what do you play again?
That's right.
So we're going to do disc golf and everything. So it's going to be a lot of fun. Like, we have a huge field out by our lake. If you don't know, we're actually on a lake. So it's really beautiful.
But
and
it's
we have,
not called Elkins Lake.
Right, it's not called Elkins Lake, but we have a lake, and it's really beautiful and everything. So we're just going to have a great time and just celebrate out of school and beginning of summer before it gets way too hot and everything. So we're really excited about it. And everyone in the community is welcome. So
June the 2nd, coming up from 3 to 7, and it is for the community. So come out and be a part of it. It's going to be a great time. So, well, Pastor, man, thanks so much for being here today.
Sure.
I knew whenever we crossed paths at the playground, you had your kiddos, I had mine out there, and I was like, I got to get this guy on. And then it's cool how God works, because then Leah was talking. She's like, hey, can we get Andrew? I said, absolutely. We just talked about that. So it's really cool how everything works. And again, a big thank you to Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home for helping us to present this Faithful Friday. You know, it's our
thanks,
goal.
Billy.
And it's our goal. And, you know, I mentioned this to you too, Pastor, like the community that I see, you know, and I pray this for every community, is that every Bible-believing, Jesus-loving church should be overflowing in any community. And I love y'all's outreach and what you guys do there at Elkins Lake Baptist Church. So go by, check them out, elbc.org. Almost said com. .org is the website to go to. Andrew, thanks again, man. Appreciate you being here today. All right, there she is, Leah Lineback, Sweet Karoline's Floral Shop. We'll have Leah on again sometime soon as well. Yes. And every once in a while, Leah just shows up with some flowers. You never know when it's going to be. So could it be in the next month?
Week?
And then, see, I was giving her a little leeway.
There you go. Maybe next week.
So we'll see. And I have to be careful, because when we give away flowers on the show, sometimes our winner is a lady. And I'm like, wait a minute. Can you make sure that your husband knows I did not send you flowers?
Right.
They came from Sweet Karoline's Floral
They're a
Shop.
gift from Sweet Caroline.
Or maybe I don't know, could leave the husbands in suspense. Be like, hey, if you don't like it, you get her flowers.
One guy told me, he's like, man, thank you for doing that. I forgot. So it worked out perfect.
Bailed them out.
Oh, those are my favorite cards when the guys are like, well, just put on there, I love you. And I'm like, do you want to sign it? Oh, she'll know who they're from. There's been a couple of times when girlfriends have called me like, can you tell me who this is from? I'm like, dude, this is awkward.
Yeah, for sure. Well, we'll take a quick break one final time to text in the keyword CELEBRATE along with your name on the 0 Degree Creations phone and text line 936-339-0139. As always, our Faithful Friday brought to you by Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home. They are your hometown experts in celebrating life. We'll take a quick break. Billy joins us as we wrap it up, and we'll see what other shenanigans we got to talk about when we come back. Stay with us. More to come. It's your show. This is Good Morning Huntsville.
Hi, I'm Billy Cauthen, manager of Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home. We know times of loss are tough, and you need a place to feel comfortable and cared for. At Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home, we pride ourselves on being with you during those really tough days. You can rest assured that we will be on your side and by your side every step of the way. Thank you for your trust. Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home, supporting families every day, every step.
Hey, I'm Denise Olivas, Business Account Specialist at Walker County Federal Credit Union, and our business is helping you take care of your business. In addition to personal accounts, Walker County Federal Credit Union also offers business accounts and business lending for commercial customers. We're devoted to taking care of the needs of our individual members and helping our business members with their financial success too. Call us today and find out how easy it is to work with Walker County Federal Credit Union. Member NCUA.
Welcome to Magnolia Kennel of Huntsville, where we've been caring for your furry family members for over 4 decades. Nestled at 877 IH 45 South, our kennel is a perfect retreat for your pet. With a climate-controlled facility, spacious exercise yards, we ensure a comfortable and enjoyable stay. At Magnolia Kennel, we offer a range of options including overnight boarding, extended stay boarding, and doggy day out. But that's not all. We also provide additional pampering services like baths and nail care to keep your pets looking and feeling their best. Making a reservation is a breeze at magnoliakennel.com. We take great pride in our dedication to the community, supporting our local fire departments by providing oxygen pet masks. Stay connected and enjoy adorable pet updates by following us on Facebook. Magnolia Kennel of Huntsville is where dogs get to be dogs. Visit us at magnoliakennel.com to book your pet's next stay. We can't wait to meet your 4-legged family members.
Hey, I'm Denise Olivas, Business Account Specialist at Walker County Federal Credit Union. One of the best things I hear from our members is how they love being treated like they're important, like their family. Sure, our members love things like low rates on loans too, but combine that with the friendliest and most helpful service in town, and you've got Walker County Federal, taking care of our members. It's what we do. We are Walker County Federal Credit Union, member NCUA.
Please come home. I got beans and lonely. All I hear. Please come home. I got beans and lonely.
You know what's back?
That's the Kathy Swatcher's theme song.
CS. I ain't talking about Lewis, but I'm talking let's do this. Beans and bologna, homies. Billy and I were having a conversation in the behind the scenes of the show.
In the green room.
And I felt a little conviction because Billy's always with me on Fridays. And, Billy, you need to remain a part of these conversations. So going forward, Billy is going to remain on the conversations with us on a Friday. It's different sometimes, like when you have 2 guests, you know, I feel like there's not room, but we'll make room. And so we want everybody to be, you know, it's not like a sit and wait show. We want Billy to continue to provide the off the cusp content that we need to keep this bad boy rolling.
That is what I specialize in.
Yeah, that's why we hired you.
Yep.
That's why you paid us to come here.
Careful with that hired.
Well, it's reverse day. You know, it's a different type of hiring. So
yeah. It's like signing up to do something and the person just yells at you.
Love it, yeah. Hey, Christine Mitchell joined us. I like what she said. Check this out. She says, start with Jesus, stay with Jesus, end with Jesus. Have a great day. There you go.
I'll take that.
That's the 3 J's of the day.
There you go.
So, well, Billy, I did want to mention real briefly before we cut to some other things
I
about
wear boxers.
briefly. Before we cut to a couple other things here, Raise a Hope is on June the 6th this year. We'd love for you to come out and be a part. We're helping 5 area nonprofits as well as 3 families affected by the recent flooding. And here's what's cool about this. I mentioned Elliot was doing something really cool. Well, last year, you'll remember every hour we did an hourly raffle. We're going to continue that this year. So if you come by and donate, and it's got to be a $20 cash donation to enter into the raffle. So $20 or more will get you into the raffle, the hourly raffle of whatever hour you come. It'll also get you a limited edition Rays of Hope t-shirt. The logo's been redesigned. It's all new, different shirt, and every year we're going to change that up. This will be at the HEB parking lot from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. on Thursday, June the 6th. And we're asking that you come by.
It's just right around the corner.
It's coming up quick, man.
Yeah.
Bring canned goods, any type of baby things, diapers, lotions, any of that type of stuff. We're going to donate that to Care Center Huntsville. The diapers are really important. Diapers and wipes.
Mm-hmm.
If you wanted to just go clear out all the stores of diapers and wipes, feel free to, and we'll give that to Care Center Huntsville. And also, the canned goods will go to our friends over at not only Good Shepherd Mission, but we were able to give some of that to Safe House as well last year.
Good.
And then the cash donations will go to various nonprofits as well. We're also going to help out the Dolly Parton's Imagination Library through Tomorrow's Promise. And here's the big thing, though. Elliot, every hour we're giving away, it's a raffle, $20 or more donation will enter you into the hourly raffle. So if you come by at 8 a.m., guess what? You're in the 8 to 9 a.m. raffle, and we will draw winners each hour who comes by in that hour. Here's what's really cool this year. From all of those, you're also entered into a grand prize raffle. You got 2 chances to win here. Not only the hourly, but the grand prize raffle is going to consist of diamond earrings valued at around $1,800.
Whoa.
So we want this to just be, last year we were able to do almost $10,000 in cash and product to give back. This year we want to beat that. So Elliott's Jewelers helping to make that happen.
Man.
So come on out. Billy, you guys are going to be there?
We're going to be there.
Can we get Greg out this year? Do you think he's got time to come
Sure.
by? I know he's got a lot going on. But
yeah.
Y'all last year donated the water.
We did.
So and that cooler was pretty heavy.
God almighty, yeah.
Yeah.
Hurt myself unloading that thing.
I don't know if we may.
I don't think we need that much.
We don't need that much this year. We had a lot left over last year. We are going to do hot dogs again. HEB donating hot dogs. So from 11 to 1, Sam Houston women's basketball is going to be out there hanging out with us. And so excited to have the girls come back and be a part of this as well. We'll have hot dogs, so you can come by from 11 to 1, get some hot dogs. And, boy, I ate about 6 or 7 of those last year. That's the fun of these events. Not only helping people, number one, but eating hot dogs.
Yeah.
What is it about – Billy, let me ask you this. What is it about a hot dog? Are you a hot dog guy?
I'm a hot dog guy.
Or are you more of a chili dogger or a hot dogger?
I enjoy a good chili dog.
What's your preference on the chili? What do you want on this chili dog?
Oh, I want chili, cheese, onions, mustard. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Are you a chili cheese coney Sonic type guy?
Yes, add mustard, add onions.
Yes, sir. And when you tell them to do that, not only do they add mustard and onions, they unload mustard and onions.
If you're lucky.
And here's the deal when you order those. If your car stinks like onions for a week, Sonic has done its job.
Oh, that's like Whataburger, man. God almighty. You can tell when someone's had Whataburger in their car.
In all seriousness, that onion and mustard is overpowering on the cheese coney, man. Oh, it's good.
But then you got to get some chili cheese tater tots to wash that down with.
Yes, that's right, man. Trisha Powell joining us this morning. Good morning to you. Kyle Kreiner, he says that the Chicago-style hot dog, those are good. Don't they have those those sweet pickles in them and stuff?
Yeah, my only hang-up is and I'm not knocking them, it's Sonic. You know what I'm saying? Just stick to what you're good at. Don't be trying to be a street vendor,
Sonic food trailer out here on University. Well, Billy, we were talking earlier. We didn't have the restaurant report last week. You were busy working. But did you go anywhere to eat last week that you wanted to talk about? Was there anywhere that you went in particular you said, this one popped out to me?
No, I actually just skipped lunch and worked through and made up for it at dinner.
All right. Dinner at home, or did y'all go out to eat?
We went to Chili's.
Okay. The report of Chili's. What was the report?
Outstanding. I was really off at Chili's for a while, but we went back with some friends, and it was good. And we've been back several times since then, and I think maybe I was giving them a bad rap because
Bubba, that's somebody's business.
That's somebody's business. That's somebody's franchise or something.
Bubba, that's somebody's deep pockets.
Here lately, we've been, I don't know, in the last 6 months, we've been, 4 or 5 times, I guess. And, man, as soon as we walk in, how many's in your party? And then you're seated, and then they're Johnny on the spot getting you something to drink and getting your food out. And we went in there, matter of fact, we went in after the Christmas parade, I think it was. And the whole group of us, the funeral home and churches, and we all sat in a section, and, man, they really did a good job.
Favorite food at Chili's? Do you like the queso? The skillet queso?
I like it. No one else in my family does, but I like it. So that's great. That means I get to actually have some.
What would be your must-have at Chili's? If you said, I'm going to Chili's today, and anyone that wanted to go, you have to order
I'm going to get chips and salsa.
Okay.
The queso is a maybe, but I'm definitely, as soon as I sit down, I'm getting a Dr. Pepper and chips and salsa.
Any lemon in the Dr. Pepper or just straight up Dr. Pepper?
Straight up.
You ever put lemon in it?
No.
Give it a try.
I'm from Huntsville.
This is going to change your life. My grandma taught me how to put lemon in soda, and I've never went back since I was 12 years old. Never went back. Thanks to Granny for that one. I did want to mention one thing about Chili's too. That's my go-to Southwest egg rolls. You got to get them with that green ranch sauce. Now that's where it's at, man.
Their loaded mashed potatoes is really good too. Yeah,
that's about all that I can think of because I get the same thing.
They have chicken strips or whatever, and they're really good, very crispy. I like them. Their steaks are, the
steaks are the steaks are kind of like but at least the door opens, right?
Yeah.
The oven door.
Yes, they're Chili-shaped door handles.
Today we were talking, and you mentioned a place that I've been seeing a little bit of buzz on social media, and I forgot about it. So the restaurant report today, what is the go-to, Billy? We were talking about this.
Drum roll, please.
I don't really have a good drum roll. Let's see if this works.
Like I just told a joke. We are going to the Cedar Oaks Cafe.
Cedar Oaks Cafe. Where is this? I've heard about this.
It's at 116 Wood Farm Road. From my understanding, it's inside the Cedar Oak RV Park.
Ah, okay.
The pictures of the place looks very nice. I've heard some good things from different people, so we're going to go give it a shot ourselves and just see.
Let's see. How far is that out from out? That's off 19 out there.
Yeah, 19 to Wood Farm, and I'm guessing it's about a mile down. Be on the right.
Pulling it up here. It's definitely not a 2 hour and 50. This still has me in Georgetown, by the way. It's telling me it's 2 hours and 56 minutes away. That's not right.
I'm not there.
Hold on. We're getting an official.
Tell it you're starting in Huntsville.
Yeah, here we go. From 1201 University. 12 minutes. See,
12
everything
minutes.
in Huntsville is within 10 to 15 minutes.
Yeah.
So it's called what? Cedar
Oak Cafe.
Cedar Oak Cafe. So come join us at noon. Karen Denman, you always say, I'm going to come with you guys. This is where we're going today.
Today's the day.
Rick Boning, if you're out there, come on, man.
Where is Rick? I haven't seen Rick.
Busy. They've been busy quite a bit. So, but today's the day. All of you are invited. Come on out to Cedar Oak Cafe there. And again, the address 116 Wood Farm Road. We'll be over there at noon today.
According to what I'm seeing here, they got your hamburgers, your cheeseburgers, BLTs, chicken strips, hamburger steaks, chicken fried chicken, grilled chicken. They have salads. Wow. And they got it going on out there.
All right. I'm glad you found that. Remembered that one.
That's a good for $10 you get a hamburger basket with fries and a drink. You're not going to do that in downtown Huntsville.
I'm already starting to feel some growth right around here.
I might be able to afford my own lunch today.
By golly.
Y'all look out.
By the way, Michelle Cardenas, our what do you call it, like runaway intern, went back to Houston because Huntsville wasn't good enough to be here for the summer, Michelle.
Yeah, it's no A-leave.
Yeah, so decided you're going to go back to the H-Town. She said she misses being part of the restaurant report.
Come on down.
Well, all you got to do is get down here and get the rest of it.
I'm sure Jay Money would welcome you in with open arms.
Yeah, that's all you got to do. Does the Killingsworth own the Lee Killingsworth? That their place over there?
Mm-hmm.
I did not realize that. They're in the WCRC group.
They are.
Wow. Yeah, I didn't.
I mean,
realize
not
that.
for their restaurant or anything.
No,
but yeah.
I didn't even realize that. So, well, that's where we're going today. So come on over there and see us, Cedar Oaks Cafe. We're going to be over there at noon. So come join Billy and I for the coveted restaurant report. Nobody does it better in this community on that restaurant report than none other than the Billy
It
Cauthen.
adds to the restaurant report if you're there with us. That way, if I make some little comment, you're like, I know what he's talking about.
Yeah, if it's just Billy and I, it's but is Jay Money coming today?
Jay Money is in Baytown on a funeral.
Okay. So see, if no one shows up, it could be just you and I. We need people to show up to this.
I'll try to drag Greg with us so he can pay for it.
Get that one taken care of.
As an adopted son, I've learned how to work the system.
All right, let's head over to our 0 Degree Creations phone and text line. We got a winner today of that Cafe Texan gift card. And you know what? I'm going to 180 this offer. And if they have a choice today, they're going to have a choice.
We'll take it. Take it.
Better answer first.
Hello?
Yes. Hello?
Hello.
Hello, who is this? Hello.
Richard Horn.
Hey, Mr. Horn. It's Rob Hip over here. It's Good Morning Huntsville. How you doing? I wanted to joke around with you, but I couldn't joke with you.
You should have.
Hey, look, we're not trying to get beat up over here.
Yeah. We've tried hard to maintain a good standing in the community. And we don't need a sledgehammer coming over here, so.
Yeah, I don't want to be scared to have y'all sit behind me at the fair or something.
Hey, so we got a choice for y'all today. We were giving away a Cafe Texan gift card, but I'm willing to do this. It's going to be a quick decision, so you may or may not be able to do it. Would you like to trade in that Cafe Texan gift card for a free meal at the Billy Cauthen restaurant report?
Today?
Today, if you can do it today, great. If not, another day. We'd love for you to come today, but if you can't, we'll do it for another day. Would you guys be open to that, joining us, a paid lunch, courtesy of Hello Huntsville and Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home? See how I just threw that one in there, but it'll be me. I'll pay for it, Billy. Billy's like, wait a minute.
I got Greg's card.
That would be fun.
So two of it. So we'll buy lunch for two of y'all. Now, can you come today, or is that too short of a notice?
What do we got to do today?
Nothing.
Nothing. Yeah, we can be there today.
There you go. There it is.
Boy, I can't wait till I can ask Jacqueline that, and she'd be like, "We ain't got nothing to do."
There you go. Well, if y'all show up today, we're gonna.
Well, we've been working in the yard for the past 3 days, Billy, so we deserve a break on
Y'all
Friday.
deserve a break. Come on down. We're gonna buy you lunch.
We got your lunch today. The Horn family, courtesy of the restaurant report. And I did this because Billy and I didn't want to be alone. We knew that we'd figure out a way to fandango the system in our favor.
Yeah, we get tired of talking to one another. We need other people.
All right.
Well, we can bend you here.
All right, come on.
Yeah.
Are y'all familiar with that location out there, that address? Have y'all been there, by the way, yet to this place?
No, we haven't.
Uh-huh.
We'll have to set the GPS to get there.
116 Wood Farm Road.
Yep.
All right, we'll be there.
All right, we'll see y'all at noon.
See you at noon. Lunch on us.
All right.
Oh, but hey,
thank you.
I'm obligated to ask the question. What are you thankful for?
What are you thankful for?
Just being alive
Being alive and being retired.
and being an American.
Okay, there's 3 good answers right there.
Boy, by golly, that's the best 3 I've heard yet.
I've only got 2 of those nailed down.
Yeah, the alive part, I haven't got that one yet. I'm still trying to figure out how to be alive.
I've been trying to retire for the last 15 years.
All right, well, there you go. We got your lunch today. Thank y'all so much. God bless you guys. It's the Horn family listening on the 0 Degree phone and text line. That's how it happens. So thank y'all so much.
Thank you.
See y'all there.
All right. I knew we'd figure out a way to get somebody. See, if you pay for their lunch, they got to show up.
It's like obligated.
Yeah, so Billy, good one, man. That's a really good place to choose today. Oh, I didn't check. Do they take credit card? I'm sure they do.
If not, we'll just walk out on Lee.
Sorry, Lee. We'll catch up with you.
We'll catch you later, man.
Have you ever been to a restaurant where they don't accept credit card and they don't tell you it up front? Happened to me in your favorite town that I talk about all the time. Used to be a place called Bob's Catfish, and best catfish, boy, that you'd ever have. But old Bob, guess what? And we called him Babe. Old Babe didn't take credit card for the longest time.
There was a gas station in Groveton, right as you got off of whatever on the 94 that didn't take credit cards, and we stopped in there one time, and man, we loaded up, man. We got our drinks and our snacks and our chips and our candy bars, and we was ready to get back on that road, man.
You had half the Hershey's down already.
Oh, I get up there and he rings everything up, and I slapped that card up there, and he says, "Son, we don't take those here." And I look over, and there's like the
logo.
It was like a credit card machine thing. He says, "That's for your hunting and your fishing license."
Does it run on something different?
So, like, I can use a credit card for that, but I can't buy my stuff. And thank God for a little cash tucked away, you know.
Yeah, it's happened to me with Bob's Catfish. He goes, "I don't take card," and I said, "Well, I guess we'll just have to come back and wash the dishes or something." But I've learned it is so important. This is a good topic, though. It is important to carry a little bit of cash on you.
That seems like a story you told me about a particular steakhouse here in Huntsville, not honoring
the gift card.
Yeah. Hey, you know, they pulled that stunt on me and Jacqueline, too.
The same one, huh? Really?
Well, this one's really old, and our system doesn't support it anymore. Da, da, da.
Well, my
Well,
goodness.
we got them at the same time. How's one of them older than the other?
And you know that gift card, it was a $200 value. Someone had paid for that for our wedding. A very generous man and woman said, we wanted to bless y'all for your wedding. And they gave us $200 gift card to that particular. Well, they ended up honoring it. And I told the young man, he goes, well, we'll just have to do it manually. And I said, it's not your fault. I said, can I tip you out of this? No, they're not going to let me do that. I said, yes, they will. And I wrote a note and I said, bring me the pen and paper. And I wrote a note. And I said, we've spent a considerable amount of money in here celebrating after our wedding. For this, someone gave us this. And I said, to the owner, make sure that this young man gets a tip out of this. If not, call me. Never got a phone call. Saw him the next time. And the next time I went in there, Billy, I gave him that card because there's probably still about $30 left. I mean, we spent like $170 just because, it was great. We ended up having a great meal. And it was worth it. Now, could I do that all? No, the only way we were able to do that is because someone blessed us with that gift card.
Yeah, for sure.
There's no way I could do that. And they come back, and we use it the second time. The guy comes up to me, how much did you have left on this? And I said, I don't know, probably like $30. He goes, all right, well, our system isn't working again. And he goes, it's kind of an honor system. Is it $30? I said, yeah, I guess. He goes, all right, well, we'll just give you $30 credit.
Wow.
And then I said, well, I should have told you 200 was left on it then.
Last time when we had that situation, I was thinking, man, I wish I'd have brought a flashlight with me. That place is so dark in there.
It's a sketch.
It's like, y'all trying to hide something?
You have that table in the back corner that, where the big guy sits, and there's that one lamp that comes out of the ceiling.
Like a mafioso table there.
It's Billy Cotino. It's the Belante Cotino family. Yeah. Back over here. You got to watch the Cothinos, man. That's a pretty rough family.
Drinking sweet tea out of wine glasses.
All right, well, come join us today. The Horn family is going to be at Cherie Brabbit said she's planning on joining us.
Let's do it.
So come on, Cherie. Come out. Mayor Humphreys. Mayor, come on. Come have lunch with us today, Now, we can't buy everybody's lunch, but y'all come on and hang out with us anyways, and we'll have a lot of fun. Billy, real quick, I know we've had some jokes here. We've shared a good time today. I didn't have a chance to get to my impossible question, and so we're going to save that. We will not be on the air Monday because of Memorial Day. We'd love for you to be out and be part of these Memorial Day events. Tara Burnett talking about the Memorial Day event they're having out at Post 95, so come out and be a part of that.
You know what? That is whatever plans you had, you should cancel them and you should go do that.
Yeah,
you should honor these people.
Yeah, and I'm not judging. I'm not saying anything. But Memorial Day has turned into like this weekend party mode, and everybody get on the lake.
People refer to it as a 3-day weekend.
Yeah, and booze it up and all that kind of. Look, man, that's not what it's about. It's about remembering those that have fallen, so you can have those freedoms.
Yeah,
and remember those that have fought for our country. That to me is the most selfless. As a human being, that is the most selfless sacrifice that you can ever make, is serving our country. And so, you know what? Go to that event. And I want to, real quick, and yes, it is 12 o'clock noon today. Mayor Humphrey was asking 12 noon, so he may come today.
Now, we're not saying not to cook your brisket or whatever. Cause,
I mean, I'm not judging this.
You need to,
But go to an event like this. This is Monday, so it is Memorial. It's Memorial Day evening, so your weekend's already wrapped up anyways.
Yeah.
So plan on Monday evening at 5 o'clock at the American Legion, Post 95, there in the Harts Veteran Museum, Memorial Day Remembrance Program. I think, Tara, if you're still with us, I know we've been going a little bit over today, but I think there was an event when Bridget and I first came back last year that we went to, and we brought the children, but this was at the storm shelter, but I believe it was the VFW was doing something. It may have been something kind of similar, but we went and it was a really, this was a dinner that they had one night, though, so I'm getting it confused, but it was still a great event. Any type of events like that, get your children and go to them. Mm-hmm. Billy, y'all do these kind of things.
We do.
So
I want my kids to understand. I want them to know. I mean, that it's a price they may never have to pay, but somebody has paid it.
What did you say earlier about your father? There was a restaurant. And what was that phrase that he said? We're leaving now.
We're leaving now. Let's go.
I want to go with you and your family. Like, I had such a fun time. Your whole family was there. Bridget came. Michelle was there. Jay Money was there when we went to Papalachos. I deleted that. I should have kept it. But I want there to be a situation like that where you're there, where we're all there. It's a big group. and then like you go out and then you storm back in, you're red as a beet, and you go, we're leaving now. And you just tell everybody that's with us, we're leaving now.
I bet y'all to get up and leave.
You know what? We ought to do some sort of a gag where it's what do they call these things? Social experiments. Well, we'll go to eat, and then you go away for a minute, and then you come storming back, and you look at me and you go, we're leaving now, and just see how people react.
Okay.
Billy's like, I don't know if I'm going to do that.
I don't know
or not.
about that.
It's like that.
I got feelings.
It's like that show. Have you seen that guy that John Quinones, and he does like What Would You Do? It's a show on ABC called What Would You Do?
Oh, is that to where like a guy's beating up on or a kid or something, and they see if people will step in and stop
Yeah,
it?
and they do a lot like at a restaurant, and then they're like one of them was the son lived with the mom, but the son was going off on the mom like, no, you need to keep paying for my this and that, and you see how people around you will react. The thought of the show is good. But the producers are big babies, and here's why. As soon as it starts to get a little testy, they're like, okay, let's end it. And so they end it. Let it keep. Roy Mercer would let that thing go for 2 hours before he intervened.
Oh, yeah.
Let it go, man.
You know, you got to be real careful with stuff like that now. Yeah. You know, you step in on something like that, next thing you know, you're in the middle of it, and it just – and you're not the hero, you're the zero, and the HPD is questioning you.
But they end it way too early. I'm like, man, I wanted to see what was going to happen next. If you'd let it go for 5 more minutes, something great would have happened. You know, I want to see a frying pan fly across the restaurant. So, all right, well, that'll wrap it up. Before we do, Billy, just wanted to, of course, give you an opportunity to plug Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home. We're excited about Raise a Hope, and the reason I mention that is because shortly after that event, I talked to Greg. We haven't nailed down a date yet, but we're definitely going to take advantage of that community room and do a Hello Huntsville thank you to all of our audience. We want to invite the audience of this show to come out and just have kind of a little mixer night. You know, we'll have some light refreshments and just an opportunity to say hello.
Ooh, can we do that punch where you put the sherbet in and then the lime soda? Or whatever?
Oh, yeah. Oh, that stuff's good, man.
Yeah, that's good stuff. We can whoop that up in a bucket.
Yeah, in a Homer bucket.
In a Homer bucket.
from Home Depot. But yeah, what's going on at Sam Houston Memorial? I know you guys are just taking care of folks in this community, but just spend a few moments talking about it.
We have some families that we're serving. It's always a true honor to get to do that and, you know, help celebrate, you know, the life they lived. Your thing almost fell off the table there. We're just working hard and living right and doing the best we can and serving the community. And if there's anything that my family can do to help your family, we're there with open arms. Just, you know, let me know and we'll make stuff happen.
I know that Billy and I always say this. We cut up a lot. There's a lot of new folks that continue to join us, and we appreciate you, all of you on Spirit Radio FM as well. But it is a very serious thing, you know, and when it's time to be serious, we're absolutely serious. And so if you're going through that situation where you need somebody that's going to treat you like family, because how many know when you're going through a situation, sometimes you want to be with your family.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what better way to pay honor to your loved one by being involved with an organization that's going to show you that same type of family friendliness that you guys have, that their family had?
Well, you know, you can either go sit down in front of the guy wearing the $500 three-piece suit with the cufflinks that's not really worried about you. He's worried about the money in your pocket. Or you could come and let my family, you know, serve you. And what you see is what you get. And I am who I am, but I do love deeply, and I am concerned. And when it's time to serve your family, that's the attention, that's the goal, that's where we're at.
I don't say this like I want to live to be 98 as a good age. When I was younger, I said I wanted to be 100.
I think 99 is a good shut off.
But I pray, and I'm serious about this, Billy, and I don't mean this in like a morbid way, but I pray that one day when God calls me home, and I mean this, and don't get teared up because I'm getting a little choked up about what I'm about to say, but I hope one day when God calls me home that I can have somebody like you take care of me, Billy.
Oh, yeah.
Because that's the type of compassion and friendliness and family-oriented person that you are, man. And like I said, I hope that don't happen anytime soon. But when I'm 98, and you're still around,
let's hold off. Well, you know, and I'm not new to this. You know, I lost my dad when I was younger, so I experienced that. I've had other family members who have passed away. I've had family members who did not live close to the Huntsville area that used other funeral service providers. I have seen it all. I've seen good, bad, ugly. I've seen funeral homes that are shining stars, and I've seen some that they need to be shut down, and it's just, so whenever we show up to work every morning, our business, we want it to be a shining star. We want to be a place that you can trust and continue to trust for years. I mean, for the last 20 plus years, that's what we've done. We built a business that you can trust with people that you can trust, know, and love, and that's who we are. So
there it is right there. Trust, know, and love. That's Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home. New tagline going up on the front of the building today.
Careful. Careful.
Well, all right, that'll wrap it up. Come see us at lunch today, 116 Wood Farm Road at noon. What was that place called again? I can't remember.
The Cedar Oaks Cafe inside the Cedar Oaks RV Park.
Cedar Oaks Cafe. So come on down there, hang out with us.
Come on down in Cedar.
Yeah, come on down in Cedar, and then we'll be there. We'll be there with you. All right, that'll wrap it up.
We all know the joke behind that.
Yeah, that'll wrap it up here on Good Morning Huntsville. We'll be back at it on Tuesday. We hope you all have a wonderful and blessed Memorial Day. Friends, as I end every single broadcast reminding you this morning that we really aren't strong enough alone to make it on our own. We do need each other. Please provide a word of encouragement. Lend a hand of support. Somebody out there needs you. Until Tuesday, have a great weekend, everybody. We will see you later. Thanks, Billy. We'll see you, man.
See you.